Hi, I'm Jeannie. I'm Humanities Subject Champion. I do History, Law and English.
Hi, I'm Tegan. I'm Head Girl and I do Psychology, English Literature and Drama.
Hi, I'm Sam. I'm Head Boy and I do Biology, Chemistry, Music and EPQ.
Hi, I'm Lily, Science Subject Champion. I take Biology, Chemistry, History A-levels, Maths AS level and EPQ.
So I do Psychology at Huxlow and I also do Drama at Higham, but I do English between Higham and Rushden. And so I've been between all three schools since the first week of Year 12, and at first it is terrifying because you have no idea where you're going, who you're going to be with, what times or anything, but you do get given a timetable on your first day, so you do know what time in the end. And you also, most of the time, you're with people that you know on the bus, and if not, then you make friends. And people are going to the same classes as you, so they'll be at their home school at some point, and they'll get to show you around and show you where to go. And then also during the first 2 weeks, a teacher will collect you from the school or from the bus stop and will take you to the common room, and then you'll be shown where to go for your lessons. But you basically end up following the same swarm of people for the rest of the year group.
So when you're going between schools, you can either take the bus or you can walk. I know when I have music on a Monday afternoon at Rushden, I walk, and it's a really nice walk. It gets your legs going. And once you're at the school, you just go to whichever place you need to go to. So for example, when I have music, I just go to the performing arts block. That's all I really know around Rushden School, but it doesn't matter because that's the only place that I go. So you get used to where you're going in the end, and the teachers and the students are really supportive and they'll help you if you're struggling with where to go.
So for me, the main difference was you have a completely different relationship with your teachers, and definitely for the better. So you're a lot more, you feel a lot more confident emailing from them, for example, about homework or about something you don't understand. But also you're more likely to ask them if something interests you in class, so you can have a discussion with them about a specific point in your subject. So I think that for me is great, better relationship with your teachers.
And actually it's taking the work that you do in class with your teachers and then taking that outside the classroom and expanding on that, writing notes and basically just becoming more independent, which is really brilliant with TENK because they don't just throw you in the deep end. They help you with independence and they help you find effective revision strategies and they help you timetable your revision and just become a more organised person. And actually that's a key skill that you develop by coming to TENK.
The best thing for me was actually you enjoy your subjects that you're doing because you get to choose them. So obviously you get to in Year 9, but there are certain things you have to choose, like humanities or language, etc. But you actually enjoy the subjects that you choose, which makes you want to do well, which makes you work harder for it. And then, it's just better.
Yeah, and you're doing like 3 subjects instead of 9, so it's a lot less chaos, and you're just specialising in 3 subjects, so it's a lot better.
They're 3 subjects that you love, so it makes it worthwhile at the end of the day.
So if you think about it, you're going from 9 subjects to 3, so you generally have the same kind of workload, but obviously you go a lot deeper in your subjects, so it's kind of differently spread. But I think one of the things is it's easy if you keep on top of it. So I find the best way is after a lesson you've kind of got scribbled notes on a handout, for example, and after the lesson go write up your neat notes, do the exam questions you've got, and actually then by the time you get to revision you've already done a load of revision. It makes sure the concepts are really in your head.
And whilst the concepts are more difficult, actually taking that time outside of lessons where you've got more study periods, it allows you to consolidate that knowledge so it doesn't seem as difficult as it perhaps first does when you're in the lesson.
Yeah, and then obviously you've got study periods, as you said, so that people are going to want to chat to their mates, but at the same time you have work to do and you actually want to do the work. So you end up getting the work done, and it's not that you don't have time to do it anymore. So in lower years it's like you got given so much homework from all of these different subjects and it's like 2 hours per subject and you just can't do it. So now you have the time to do the homework and then you can do extra work as well, which I recommend doing.
Even if you feel like that though, you can always timetable it.
Exactly.
Like, that's what I did. I timetabled it around my whole life, so it was a lot easier.
Which you actually get supported in how to do because I had no idea how to timetable even after GCSEs.
So when you see the dress code written down, there's a whole massive list of things that you can't wear, but actually it's really simple. Just wear something that looks smart and that is appropriate. Nothing branded, no trainers, nothing like that, just something that looks smart.
Yeah, you can't wear denim, but that's like totally fine. You can always find different things in cheap stores, like it doesn't even matter. Like I just wear my normal wardrobe, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely. I have friends in the year below, and when they ask me about the dress code, it's pretty much as simple as no trainers, no denim, no jeans, no trainers, that's pretty much it. Just don't come in wearing a hoodie and jogging bottoms and you're pretty much fine.
You can still be comfortable though. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as you think it's going to be when you
Yeah.
go out shopping for sixth form clothes. From being at all three schools like all the time, you really do tend to find that there's like a group of people that you fit in really well with at every school. Like the people that you have at your school, yeah, they're great, obviously. But when you go to the other schools, there's so many people that are so similar to you, and it's really not as difficult as you think it is to make friends. My tip is to just talk because I never really stop talking, as you know. So just talk and you'll find people that are interested in the same things as you. A little tip for me is to wear maybe like a badge on your lanyard to do with something that you like, music it could be, or drama, and you'll find the people that you fit in with brilliantly.
The thing is as well, you're meeting new people in new classes, and they're people who have got similar interests to you because they pick the same subject,
Exactly.
so already you've got a talking point, so it's really easy to make new friends.
And then you meet their friends through them, and then their friends, and then suddenly you know someone from Huxlow that you didn't even know existed like a month ago, and you're like the best of friends for the next 2 years. So when you're at A-level, your classes like get a lot smaller, even if it's only by a little bit. And so for me personally, in English I only have 8, and in drama I only have 3. It's me and 2 other people, so the classes really do shrink.
And I've only got 2 in music, so
Yeah.
the content course, the material's really specialised to you, and actually the teachers will adapt to teach for you as opposed to just a class, so it's really nice and quite independent.
But I think that still happens. Even my classes are there's about 20 of us in each of my classes, but I think the same still stands, that actually the teachers can still specialise to kind of what you specifically want, but also that gives a lot more chance, especially in, for example, a humanities subject.
Yeah.
A lot more chance for debate and for discussion and actually different opinions, but also for if you don't understand something, there's always someone else to talk to because they probably don't either. So I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So I went on the Canterbury trip before the start of Year 12, and actually I think that was a really good trip because it was a chance to kind of gain a little bit of independence before sixth form, to kind of get you in the sixth form spirit, but also to meet people from the other schools that you would later be in classes with. So it gives you a chance to, when you get back to school, you see a few familiar faces, and I think that's a really nice thing.
And I went on the London trip, which, like Lily said, is a great way to celebrate being in a consortium, and you meet people who are in the same classes as you, and so it's a way to connect the sixth form together. And then the opportunities that were on the London trip were fantastic. Like I went to see the show Wicked, and it was absolutely brilliant, so I would definitely recommend you go on that one.
When we were in Year 12, there was also a trip to Uganda that the Year 13s went on, but a couple of Year 12s went on that as well. And they all absolutely loved it. Most of my friends went, and they all said that it was such an amazing experience and it's really eye-opening. And they all came back with the most amazing tan and lots of stories that I heard all about.
Yeah, I went on the history trip, and it was just really good experience to develop your knowledge and context with like all your subjects. I'm sure like other subjects do trips, so it's a lot of good opportunities to take.
So in the sixth form, there are lots of leadership opportunities. So for example, I'm head boy, and you can see the head girl, humanities subject champion, science subject champion here. So it's by being a part of the sixth form student leadership team, you have a way of developing your leadership skills, and sort of you have a say in what happens in the school. And I think that's really important, that actually when you're a part of an establishment, you do feel that you have a right to say something, and you feel like you're gaining those leadership skills from that.
It's brilliant, especially for us and for these guys, because we get to be the voice for everybody else. So obviously you're sat in the common room, you hear like what people aren't liking and what people are liking and things like that, and it really gives us a really good opportunity to just speak on behalf of them almost and get across what we're trying to do and what we're trying to achieve, and just to be there for everyone as well, because it's really important to us, like as a cohort. It like, you may not think so, but the teachers are on our side just as much as we are, and I think that it really helps other people to understand that when we're kind of around.
Yeah, you can help the younger years as well, just to understand their subjects, even like, because me and Lily, we're specialists in like our subjects, you can just help them and help them understand it.
100%.
Yeah, so I run a science club for the younger years, and so this is it's helped me kind of give back to the science department, but also help the science department and the science teachers work on what's working with the children they're teaching and what's not. And actually, from a student perspective, I think that's really helpful for me to be able to see what the younger years and kind of refresh that, and it helps me think about science in a different way. But also, it's useful for the teachers to have a student perspective on that. So being part of the leadership team is great, and specifically in a subject that I love and want to be able to improve, that's great. I love it.
Definitely. The skills that you learn from being in a leadership team is just brilliant.
And they're brilliant for your UCAS personal statements
Oh,
and
yeah.
anything that you need to put some context about yourself on in the future.
Definitely a bonus. So I have had my plan as going to university after year 13 since I don't even know when, and it's suddenly become really real. So I'm going to university next year, and I'm looking forward to applying for them, and I've got my hopes up massively that I don't have to defer for a year, but it's always an option. But yeah, I want to do psychology at university next year and hopefully get my doctorate at some point.
Yeah, my plan's similar. I'm hoping to study biochemistry next year, so looking at lots of unis. I think thinking of applying to Cambridge. But yeah, that's the plan. The plan is go and do a degree, science degree.
Yeah, I'm thinking about going to university as well, just to study law more locally than most people might think, but it's just to make my future better.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm hoping to study music composition at a conservatoire, and I think that's something really important, you know, with Tenk, is that they support you no matter what you want to do. So whether you want to do an apprenticeship or go off to uni or go off to conservatoire, whatever you want to do, they'll really support you through that.
Definitely. I don't know about these guys, but I've never once been felt like I've been pressured into going to university at all. I've always been shown all of the other options. I'm just really stubborn, and so I want to go to university. But yeah, and it's not like you're told to stay around here and go to university here or do an apprenticeship here. You are supported all the way in doing whatever you want and what you think is best for you, and I mean, that's your choice at the end of the day.
Even if it's not best for you, there's always other options, like you can even take a gap year, or
Yeah.
you can do apprenticeships or traineeships. So
I think that's one of the things I know a lot of people have felt there's a lot of support for not going to uni, actually, if you don't want
Yeah.
to, because university's not right for everyone. So I think one thing that's been great is we've had a lot of specific help for if you want to get an apprenticeship, or if you want to go to college, or if you want even to go and get a job. I think all those bases have been pretty well covered, even in year 12.
Yeah.
So make sure everyone, as you say, isn't pressured into going to uni.
Just because we're going uni doesn't mean you have to, basically.